Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Subrata Sarkar. I'm a mechanical engineer working in manufacturing industry more than 22 years. Today I'll be sharing a very special welding process, that is ultrasonic welding. Before getting to this subject, let's have basic understanding what is welding. Welding is basically joining two or more metal by application of heat and pressure or only heat. Now welding is mainly concentrated on the metallic material, but welding is equally applicable for non-metallic material, while ultrasonic welding is equally applicable in many non-metallic material welding applications. Now welding has a lot of types actually, like solid states of welding, fusion welding, heterogeneous welding, homogeneous welding, autogeneous welding, and also there's non-metallic material like polymer material. It has also got different sub variety for the welding process, which today we are not going to discuss that. We'll be discussing only metallic material welding parts. Now basic types in metallic material welding is one is the gas welding, by which is mostly used for the sheet metal where joint strength is very much not needed actually, and resistance welding is also very much used only for the sheet metal applications in the automobile industry, and arc welding is majorly used in the fabrication industry for shipbuilding, for heavy construction like MIG welding, etc., submerged welding, etc. And there are newer welding processes like EBM welding, electron beam welding, and laser beam welding. This is the special area of application where this welding is used. And there is another category of welding, this is called solid states welding, under which it comes the friction welding and ultrasonic welding, diffusion welding, and explosive welding. I'll be discussing today in detail this ultrasonic welding, which is basically a solid states of welding. Now, before getting into this subject, I would like to share that welding is also one of my most favorite subject other than other mechanical engineering subject. Other than my engineering graduation, also done section of BTech from Jadavpur University only on welding technology in collaboration with IW, and I'm also international welding engineer certified from IW. And one of my previous company, when I was working in Germany, name of the company was Ultrasonic GmbH, also learned a lot of special welding process over there in Ultrasonic Germany, like friction welding I've learned from there, submerged welding, laser welding, microplasma welding, ultrasonic welding. So today I'll share one of the areas actually, that ultrasonic welding, which you will normally not found in common industry, is a very special area of application and special category of welding. And those who are regular viewer of my YouTube channel, you will also have gone through this. Underwater welding is a very special welding applications. This video you can find in YouTube. It's a very interesting. This is how welding is done inside the water. Now ultrasonic welding, which we are going to discuss today. What is ultrasonic actually welding? Ultrasonic wave, like in the range of 15 to 16,000 kilohertz is applied on a metal surface, and that friction creates a heat and which converted into welding. This is basically ultrasonic welding. It has got a special equipment for that, and it takes only about 2 to 3 seconds to get joined the two material. It can be applicable with metal to metal, metal to non-metal, and non-metal to non-metal. This is a very special process actually. And there are typical things are there's one transducer which generate the vibration, the required range, one sonotrode that is needed for ultrasonic welding, one anvil for jaw welding, etc. So process is basically the material which say there are two sheet metal you want to join. So you are putting ultrasonic vibration on the metal, then this vibration creates frictional heat, and you put pressure on the both metal and it gets welded actually. This is very simple, but it's a very special process actually, ultrasonic welding. you'll rarely found in general manufacturing industry. The typical ultrasonic welding machine looks like that. Industrial ultrasonic welding machine, it depends on the application of a job. In most cases, a special purpose machines. Those who are into welding industry, they know to qualify the process parameter, there is a term called weld joint preparation. There is a sample pieces by which you do the welding, then you standardize the welding parameter, which called the test piece typically. So this is one of the test piece for ultrasonic welding. In ultrasonic welding, test pieces are very, very fine, very, very finished, and very, very accurate, rather I can say. And ultrasonic weld is typically used mostly in industry. If you say, you will find inside the electrical control panel, in bus bar, and a lot of harness where ultrasonic welding, you can say here in this picture. Other welding are not suitable actually. This ultrasonic welding is done in most of the cases, and it's portable also. It can be done any places. It is just like a pneumatic gun actually. And you can see here in industry like air conditioner industry, refrigeration industry, where a lot of welding or joint requirement is needed for the non-metallic material, while ultrasonic welding is done. Ultrasonic welding can be done for the very thin sheets also. It's a 50 micron thin sheets, which we don't say actually sheet, we say it is a foil. So foil can be joined by this ultrasonic welding, and it doesn't get distorted actually. But some of the limitations are also there. Ultrasonic welding is a very special welding process, so it needs a very, very skilled operator, and your component, surface finish of the component is very, very high actual requirement. And it is very difficult to detect if there is a defects in the welding. Is very difficult to identify in ultrasonic welding. This is one of the drawbacks of ultrasonic welding actually. But there are a lot of advantages of ultrasonic welding. One is the heat affected zone is very, very minimum. It's a very thin metal you can weld, like any very special container, sealed cover, etc. can be done. And a lot of the surface deformation is almost nil actually. Thin material you are doing welding, there is no distortion due to the heat, or there is weld color for the heat generations. And because there is no defects due to the gases, external gases or arc or filler material, because those are not needed in this process, this similar metal can be joined, as I said already. But one of the most important unique things actually, glass can be welded by ultrasonic welding, which we just cannot think of how glass can be welded by welding process. But ultrasonic welding can do welding of the glasses also. So if you find this presentation is interesting and informative, you can share it with your friends. And if you have not yet subscribed my YouTube channel, you can subscribe my YouTube channel so that you can get the notification for my upcoming presentation. Thank you very much for your attention and time.